My colleague Bhavya Dua caught up with the CEO and MD of Tata Steel, which is TV Narendran, on India's steel consumption in FY24 and India's ambition towards becoming self-sufficient, self-reliant in producing steel products. Listen into what he had to say.
I think India is already supplying, if you're talking about steel or you're talking in general.
Like in steel and in general also.
In general, I think India is already a supplier of services to the world. The question is how soon can we be a supplier of manufacturing products to the world. I think there are some sectors which have done well. If you look at the auto component industry, it's a great example of good exports, good global organizations. You look at the chemicals industry, pharma industry, I think we have good examples. Steel, we have enough consumption growth in India to take care of what we produce, but eventually India can be a big exporter of steel as well.
So local demand of steel is also seeing a buoyancy. So how is the industry actually planning to and preparing to meet this demand?
I think in the financial year which has just ended, the steel consumption has grown at about 13%, which is good. It's the way it should be, because for a growing and developing country like India, the steel consumption should grow faster than the GDP growth rate, which has not been happening traditionally, but now with the focus on infrastructure and investment-led growth, we are seeing that change. So I think that's good. The industry is adding capacity to support the growth in demand. So I think it's a good industry for growth.
Also, how has the delays from China in terms of visa requirements as well as import of machinery been impacting the steel industry in India?
I think obviously over a period of time we would like to de-risk sourcing out of China, but all steel companies as part of growth had placed orders on China some time back. So we are dealing with these visa issues. The government is being supportive wherever required, wherever we need to get some technicians in for very specialized activities. But I think over a period of time, a lot of capital goods required for the steel industry will be produced in India, because a lot of foreign majors are also setting up facilities in India to cater to the growing requirement for capital equipment in India.
Also, is this having some sort of an impact on the steel inflation?
Well, steel prices depend largely on international prices, which has been impacted by the fact that China has not recovered fully post-COVID. So China is exporting a lot more steel than they did ever before, apart from in 2015. So if you see, in March, they exported 10 million tons of steel. So that means the going rate is more than 100 million tons a year, which is significant. So that has an impact on steel prices, and which is reflected in domestic steel prices as well.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.